Brother specialists are back, and we are going to talk about the Sunday episode and what went down on there, and then at the end, a little bit of live feed action. How'd you like
it? I'm down.
How'd you like the episode?
The only thing I zoomed through this time was the chemo singing because I was like, what?
I loved it.
This isn't the voice.
It was a beautiful sequence. Big Brother just like edited everything, gave him a backtrack, and I was like, damn, Chemo can sing.
Chemo can sing. Maybe he'll be a singer after this because I don't know if he's gonna go down in the Hall of Fame for Big Brother players, but
yeah, singing career.
We'll see. Once again, we had another the computer's just trying to learn more about the human experience. Even though we're artificial intelligence, we're just trying to get some human intelligence. So we have the weirdest HOH of remember when we did this with funny videos? Now it's just funny videos of you guys.
But it's like remembering the sounds, and it's like poorly foleyed sounds that are just in there. It's not like the actual Angela biting the apple sounds.
Yeah, it's scratch. So like the scratch of cutting Kenny's bald head. You're like, what? Ew. Like I know that there's some kind of I'm arachnophobia, but for sounds. Maybe it's phonophobia or something, but
maybe just ASMR does not work on you.
Yeah. MRSA basically is to the MSR. Damn, that's like a medical joke, kind of. I thought it was an interesting episode because we left off on Thursday with the boys recapping the eviction episode where it was like, who is going to go for this HOH? What is the point of going for this HOH? There's a lot of people that should throw, and it felt like maybe this is the layer of I don't think she did it or they did it. Who knows who won yet? To I want to see pictures of my family. I want to get the right vitamin water that I've been waiting for. I need to listen to some music again. But it definitely felt like Chelsea was going to go for it because she just avoided the block. Cam should probably go for it. And then Angela's always going to try and win.
I think we got a Mackenzie in there too of I'm going to be on the block if I don't win.
Icon Mackenzie, get on that block immediately. That's what I think was hilarious is I think she said the words out loud where it got recapped, where at least I know it's true of you play 1 year of Division I college sports and you're a competitor in this house. It's yeah, that's more than pretty much everyone else. Yep. Probably why you got cast over all the other hot girls from A&M. It was because you played whatever she played. I don't even know I think it was, I don't want to say volleyball and be wrong, but
I think Annalise was soccer. If we're going deep on hot girl casting because they played D1 sports.
Damn. I have forgotten about Annalise until this second, but it makes sense that you remembered her because you probably were awooga.
No, I just recently watched the challenge Ride or Dies, and her and Tommy are Ride or Dies on the challenge.
That's crazy. She made it to another show, and some other people.
Not far.
For 7 seconds one day.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the actual Big Brother season here. Okay, so T-Core wins something, and it does not look. She was like, I actually don't remember. I'm gonna go. I even maybe don't think this is right, but I'm gonna go for it. And anytime you see one person has one thing and the other 4 don't, you're like, oh.
Well,
we're kind of wrapping it up right now. I think it was only 4 questions in tops, which
something like that. But a lot of them eliminated half the castaways, half the house guests.
Right.
And there was one moment where Rubina was just I know that Matt eating his quesadillas after this because Of
mnemonic device, quesadilla, chicken, it's
yeah.
shave, eat. And you're like, I don't know if that's the right word for that, but okay, Rubina, pop off, queen. And like T-Core wins, and I think this is
Mhm.
a very interesting week for T-Core to win an HOH
Mhm.
because there is no like, oh, I wish I had done this. And she's such a passive player of I don't want anybody to think negative of me that it is going into her HOH as well. And like, I get that these people have lived with each other for 5 weeks. How are none of these people annoying you? How are none of these people on the complete opposite side of you?
Mhm.
And she does tell the camera a bit in the diary room, like, hey, like, I don't really like this person. I actually thought about this. This is the one person I'm not really aligned with. And it's like, how come you can't say that to their face? Or how come you can't say that in the nomination ceremony without like, oh man, I don't really want to like it's frustrating because I want to root for people who are playing well. T-Core's playing well, but she does not have the killer instinct.
Mhm.
And like it's starting to like what is going to happen with this nomination, renom if it happens? What happens with the AI? Like all of this stuff, if you don't have a clear plan that you're telling your clear alliance, somebody's going to be mad. And like another person who tried to do the best HOH he could possibly do without getting blood on his hands was Cedric, and he immediately goes the next week.
Mhm.
Another person that tried to do, hey, without blood on my hands, this is just my hands are tied, was Quinn. Quinn had one of the worst HOHs of all time. Like, I feel like,
Quinn was never HOH.
oh my God, you're not a deep fake believer. You're not a conspiracy theorist.
We don't know who was HOH that week.
I think it just, what I'm trying to say right now is
Yeah.
like, instead of playing the Big Brother game that you've seen on TV, recognize that the house is kind of in love with Tucker because of how direct he is.
Mhm.
So if you came out and straight up said, I am directly targeting you, you are my backup. If that person wins everything, they're probably coming for next week. So like the third person that I would want to go out is you, or like you are gonna beat them in the competition or whatever.
Yeah.
But she's asking Tucker, hey, will you volunteer? And I feel like that has to be like alarm bells for Tucker. And we see some of that of like, do
Yeah.
you really want me out? And it is a frustrating thing of Tucker was just HOH. He didn't even think about nominating you, T-Core. And like, yes, I know T-Core has been like, Tucker's not my favorite kind of person. I wouldn't mind getting the jury without him there. That has been like a prevalent thought of her in alliance talks. But it
But
is
she's
kind of
in the
like,
friends with Tucker.
and that seems like one of the strongest, best alliances of all time. Of foursies, that was so weird. Like, I don't know what happened this season. Obviously, this is the first season where we're just throwing up alliance names over and over again with like the clip art or like
Mhm.
the chart. Because
Yeah.
I know that they would usually just go 5 of those drum hits they do and go like, here's the 5 members of the Pentagon over and over again.
Oh
But
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, and you're just like, then for each time I'm like, they keep doing the same thing. Now when it's something new, I'm like, I don't know if this is
They're doing
better, but
something new,
I'm just
but
gonna I'm just gonna complain no matter what. I love it. The other thing we have big this episode is the AI investigator.
investigation.
No, instigator. Gotcha. Um,
It's perfect in Tucker's hands.
and he does one of the weirdest things. He's like, I want to go directly at myself and Rubina because if I tell people we've been holding hands, maybe Rubina will hold hands with me more and we can not have it be a secret. I was like, what? Like, okay. And that
And he has
backfires.
winning
Rubina starts
credit.
crying. And like,
Do you
my
think it's
fa-
gonna come back to Tucker at any point?
what I think was cool is like, people knew that the AI investigator was at work this weekend and like people were like, we don't know because we haven't gotten the thing, like who do we think it is? And most people were like, it's probably Joseph. And so the fact that Tucker like snowed the fan base who has all the cameras is kind of like, oh wow. And I think if you're thinking about what is AI investigator too, like this is a lot of money. Like there's never been, like usually when it's a Team America, each one of you will get $5,000 every other thing you do, or there's $5,000
It's
in,
like if you succeed in this, then you'll
right.
get the 5 grand or something.
And like here's 5 grand in some veto competitions. There's like money in the like slide down the HOH thing, and like on the right side maybe there's some like other prize that's sometimes money or whatever. But $20,000 is a significant amount because the top 5 get more money than normal. That's been a thing since Big Brother 20, I think. And then America's favorite player, which at this point, if Tucker can make it through this week, I think he's got that locked of like, I don't think there should be anybody in jury that does something, but like has a pre-jury person ever won America's favorite player?
If it's Tucker, then yes.
I'm sure there's maybe one, but like, you don't think Angela winning or getting third place and getting another month and a half of Angela isn't going to be like, actually, she's going to win this? What's crazy to me of like, I'm not exhausted from watching all the time and podcasts, but it is like a, oh yeah, I got to do that. Oh yeah, I got to do that. When Tucker said we're not even halfway done yet, I was like, excuse me, what? Like, isn't this ending in like 3 weeks? But no, there's still like double-digit people.
Kimo was saying like this summer on Big Brother, and I'm just like, you only have like 1 month of summer in the Big Brother house, and then it just goes to fall. Like, you're not, I don't know. It just was like so weird for me to feel like, you know, they're spending the summer in the Big Brother house when we're going to what, October?
Yeah, I think October 12th or something. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
Like,
this is not like summer Big Brother time. This
no,
is
'cause
like
they started 2 weeks late, but they're doing a week or 2 less too, or maybe 10 days less. Anyway, so Tucker, I think the thought process is we're gonna vote for him to either win 5, 10, 15, or $20,000. And I thought there was a really funny tweet of like, nobody's gonna like, we gotta make sure he only gets half the money, and like, let's do a voting block so he only gets half. Like, we just gave Tucker $5,000, and it makes him like he's entertaining enough anyway that he's gonna do whatever he can to get the 20 grand. And it was kind of like a, hey Tucker, if you leave the jury house, you won't get this 20 grand either. And then that's maybe like a, I guess I'll stay in the jury house if I lose and not bounce to go be with my real girlfriend and real dog that I like or whatever. I don't know if he has a real girlfriend, but
I don't think so.
Did you see the Instagram of the dog that he keeps shouting out is like owned by like a supermodel? And it's like, is that even your dog, Tucker? Like, what?
Maybe you can provide some insight. Are we gonna get a double header of Survivor and Big Brother once Survivor premieres, or will Big Brother's veto episode get pushed to Tuesdays?
I think season 47 is going to be 3 hours long, so there's going to be no time. We have a 2-hour episode on Wednesday for Big Brother, where I'm like, what are they? Is CBS just not like programming other shows, or like they're waiting to get to the summit? The summit is also showing up. So do I know the exact thing of this fall schedule? No, I'm almost sure you can check it, but like that's what we're usually used to of like, oh, Survivor's gonna premiere on the Big Brother finale night. And that's not happening this season either. So I think that's throwing everything for a loop. There's at least one more interesting that happened on the show. Angela is getting amazing BLT This is the best BLT I've ever had. All I ate this week was slop, pickles, and olives.
Well, why could she eat pickles and olives?
Because they're like garnishes and not real food or something. Like, I, because they used to do like we can vote what they can have, and it would be like peas and corn or something. But like, I think there's like a don't worry, we literally will not let you die, and we know this is bad, but like nobody's gonna go like, oh, these olives are so refreshing. Like it's like it's not making any sense, but like just garnishes where
Yeah.
they're not
I
gonna
get
be like you're not gonna eat all that and be like well rested and I got a good hearty meal before I go play. Like you'll still be weak and it'll just be like, yes, pickle has flavor, but some people would be like olives are kind of like a layer flavor, and if you're layering it on top of slop, it's not gonna work.
Yummy. Slop and olives.
Slop olives, that'd be so good.
The top of the episode, Leah is sad about Brooklyn leaving because they were very close apparently, and Leah is feeling on the outs and that she has no control over her game, that she's just floating because she has to, and she has to go with the house, otherwise she'll be next on the block. So as someone who liked Leah going in, thoughts?
Oh, Leo, crazy. You think you're on the outs. Like, welcome to like 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago. What's crazy is she's still playing extremely well. And there was 3 people that got nominated at the end of this episode, and Leah's not one of them. And you're like, how many HOHs are like vaguely good with Leah? And are they like vaguely good with her? Or is it like, well, she's not gonna, if I leave her off the block, she's not gonna go after me.
T-Core's interrogation of Leah, she was just like, man, maybe Leah will be on the block because she's not giving me any names. Where do we see it, Leah? Not on the block.
And like, how much of that is Leah would be miserable to live around if I crossed her? Of like, she does seem like somebody that like, not whines, but like, remember when you put me on the block 2 weeks ago in front of everyone, and you'd be like, yes, I
this
remember
again.
that. Like, yeah, like, oh, come on. But like, it's so weird. T-Core is like, Cam, you're going up because I looked at all my alliances and who I care for, and truly you're in none of them. And then everyone is like, oh, they're not giving me names. Like, I don't know if I can trust them. And then the only person who literally does give her names is Mackenzie. And she's like, also dumbass. Like those are people in my alliance. And it's like,
yeah,
well, you're aligned with everyone besides Cam. What is Mackenzie supposed to do? But like, I get that that's both like, what is, well, T-Core get to business of nominating people. But like I said earlier, I just wish T-Core was like, let's freaking go, instead of like, I hate when people get power and they kind of like, this isn't what I really wanted. Like, I had no idea it would be this hard. Like, yes, it's hard to win $750,000. And because of winning HOH on week 6, you may have to win a veto 2 weeks from now when someone takes a shot at you back. But that's why you got to throw it and like play your social game more than your cross the line in the sand game.
Chelsea and Cam talk potential noms before the HOH, just in case like one of them wins or something like that. And the only person Chelsea trusts is Cam, which at this time she still had Quinn in the Pentagon. But then Tucker explodes everything at what was it, the HOH meeting, or was it the veto ceremony or something? There was something where Tucker gathered everyone, was just like, listen, I'm gonna blow everything up.
Oh, that was the veto meeting when he's
the like, veto meeting.
This is why I'm taking Quinn off, is because all y'all were in the collection and all of you guys were in the Pentagon now. I like mispronouncing words sometimes. It's so fun. Like you guys are in the collective, you guys are in the Pentagon. Now you're gonna be a square. Now you're gonna be a triangle. Like, I guess we're gonna hear that joke 15 more times.
Soon we're gonna be a dot.
Soon we're gonna be. I love that Cam thing though. I was talking about like, who taught him how to say that, because I don't know if that's like, if that's Cam's real personality, it's like, where is that? Like, let's do that
Yeah.
and all this other stuff. But that is who got nominated, is people that are not in those like, T-Core is like, I don't really trust the 6th Avenue.
Mhm.
I don't know if I should trust Friends. And then she nominates people. She nominates Tucker, who's in those. And then she nominates 2 people that aren't in those, where you're like, I don't know. And like, I do get that there is something happening here with Tucker is mispronouncing T-Core's name literally like 6 weeks in, and they live together. What's funny, it's not funny. What's unique about Tucker, though, I think, is Tucker and T-Core are literally the closest words ever in Big Brother history for name wise.
Yeah.
And if you're like, the word Tucker has said most in his life is Tucker. The word T-Core has said most in her life is probably T-Core as well, besides the and because everybody's probably those. But like, your name is the most important thing, and like, it's just something where, even when I say my name out loud to people, they're like, what? And you're like, no, Blake. But I'm saying it a way that like meshes with my accent, messes with my like sensibility, like how I whatever. And so I'm not trying to defend Tucker. I'm just saying, like, T-Core is so different from Tucker, of like how he has like whatever. He basically is combining those 2 words together.
Yeah.
And that's probably what makes the most sense in his head. And if I don't know, I would love to have this on the show if it did happen, of T-Core talking to Tucker about that, because that would have been an early 2004, 2005 conversation where it's like, it really comes off as like, you do not respect me as a person because you're not taking the time every time you say my name. I don't care if it takes you 4 seconds longer to prep your brain or whatever. Like, say my name correctly, or we're gonna have a problem of like, I don't. There's people that do this in my everyday life back in home, and like, I've stopped hanging out with them because it's that much of a problem for me. And I'd be like, oh shit, okay, yes. Let me
Yeah.
know what I'm doing wrong.
Mhm.
And of course, like, it'd be like, you're putting the accent on the wrong syllable.
Yep.
all that stuff.
I think the only like last thing of major note was Angela coming and crying to the HOH room saying, "I'm going home, aren't I? I'm on the block."
She should do that every week,
And then T-Core was
she
just
will
like,
win.
"No." I don't know where you got this from, but like, we're in a supposed alliance together.
But what's crazy is T-Core really does not like Tucker or Angela. And it is something where Angela is playing well, of like, I can feel that, or like I'm sure Angela has people that love her at home, of like friends, and like, of course I'll go to Target with you. Let's talk about our daughters and how they've been, and like that warmth from her friendships back home is not in the Big Brother house.
Yeah.
And Angela's 50 years old. She's probably met 100 people that don't like her, and it's like, I'm getting more of that energy from you, and now you're in charge, and like, I do have to play this game, or I'll just go home, because somebody's gonna, like, I think we could go to like spoiler mode or feeds mode in about like 35 seconds. But like, somebody's about to go home because they're not doing the, I'm going to T-Core and be like, are you flipping on me? Like, why would you do that? Like, that is about to happen to one person, because whoever's going to get into T-Core's ear and be like, you can't do this to me. We've been aligned this whole time. She's going to go, you're right. I don't want to piss off everybody.
Right, exactly. She wants to make everything be like an easy HOH just so she can make it through the week.
Right. And that's not how you play. I'm setting up for the end game.
Yeah.
Because I want a very pivotal HOH.
Yeah, so let's get into feed modes. Cam winning veto.
Cam wins veto. I hopefully.
Beats Tucker.
So what was that competition? Probably acting cool and being like,
big giant muscle comp. I don't
that'd be
know.
sick. Which I
Uh,
think is funny because we're talking about equitable comps. And
yeah.
like in our mind does go to that. So maybe it's just no, he beat him fair and square and some other stuff. Like not maybe, that is what happened.
And they keep like mentioning Cam's never won. Cam's never won. He's big and muscly, but he's never won. Tucker's won everything, and it's like I guess they weren't setting it up because they don't know it as it happens, but like it's kind of fun in that fact of Cam's winning this next veto coming up, and they set him up being like he can't win anything. We got to keep him around.
And like Tucker was, I'm gonna align with him, and he can be on my team. So Cam wins against Mackenzie and Tucker and
It was the
T4.
prize comp.
Yes, Angela was also involved in it. So like how you win veto is it probably could have been a crapshoot or like a target practice thing. And based on the words I've heard of like there's a punishment that goes out to Tucker, there's a punishment that goes out to Angela, and Tucker could have taken $5,000 from T-Core, but lets her have it and takes the punishment that's like gonna keep him up at night and like it's gonna weaken him for the AI arena. Why? And then
but he loves puzzles, so maybe he can still do it.
God. What was that? That was some crazy like lord or something. I don't know. He loves puzzles.
Well, that's how he said it.
Oh,
I love puzzles. He like brought on that accent.
That's hilarious. And Angela has a awful punishment that you can go watch her complete this morning after doing it all night. And like
Does she
another moment,
kick a soccer ball 100 times or some bullshit?
yes, but it was basically builds AI or something. I don't know, a thousand times in 12 hours, and you're like, oh no, not like this. So Angela has an iconic moment coming up. I don't remember who the 6-person playing was, but there is some like Tucker could have screwed over T-Core, but it is doing the thing of like survive that happens on Survivor sometimes of like I'll let everyone have a car instead of me just have a car. And then they'll go like, but you let everyone have it, so like now you're even more threatening for Joseph. Yeah, I remember that now. Joseph got a punishment as well. Thank you for letting us know.
Unitard, like is it a unitard?
Anything? That's Tucker's. Tucker is a costume and has to like do AI in the middle of the night. Joseph is currently in solitary confinement, probably gets out in like 5 hours or something. But that was another funny layer about like who's the AI investigator or instigator. What the hell? And like it's everyone thought it was Joseph because like everyone was like, who would say this mean stuff to people? And I think it is hey, here's 20 grand to like if anyone finds out that you said this shit about people, they would vote you out. But like you get to say it anonymously. Yeah. And like I think he's gonna show up as different holograms every time.
Yeah, like he chose Quinn for the first one, and then he can choose whomever in the house, including himself.
I mean, that'd be sick, dude. Like, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna have Quinn say everything and be like, the only thing that
you just use an avatar of Quinn for the next podcast episode.
The only thing that Tucker really screwed up, if people like, I'm sure we'll get because like Instigator happened near the end, and I'm sure somebody will like breadcrumb it out, but like Tucker, as soon as the Instigator's done, like he's like not the first voice maybe, but he's the second voice going, all I heard was my name at least once, and you're like, and like I think there are smart enough players in this game of I have watched this show So this is clearly an America's vote.
Mhm.
And like maybe there's 3 people that could win an America's vote. You have Quinn winning the negative America's vote. So you know it's not Quinn. And you're like, which one of y'all could possibly win?
Mhm.
You ask them if they're instigator, you look them in the eyes and you're like, this is Tucker. This is literally Tucker. Like, how could somebody be watching this show and not be enamored with Tucker's presence and like
I think the
he's won every
confessionals also help, which they don't see. Like, I think confessionals help a lot of house guests like appeal to America or bring down their stock. Like every time Quinn is in a confessional, I want to mute it because he keeps screaming at me. But like Tucker just has like a pretty smile and is like cool,
Yeah.
calm, and collected, and is like, yeah, so I did this and that and the other thing.
I'm ready
He's
to
like
play
real,
America.
yeah.
You know what? I'm ready to watch 2 hours of Big Brother on Wednesday night. What are they going to do for that extra hour? What is
And
going
an
to happen?
hour on Thursday night, and then podcast.
Let's go. That's Big Brother 2026. You're going to see Julie Chen's face on this thumbnail and you're going to love it. She was crazy. I clicked the one on Paramount last night and Julie Chen started talking. I was like, oh, the new episode's not yet. Julie, you don't show up on Sunday episodes. What are you doing here? And I was like, oh, this is 18, not 19. So
Yeah.
19 episodes already. So we're at least 20 hours into our. No, it's 19 hours, but I feel like one of these was 2 hours long, right? No, they weren't.
Weren't there hour and a halves somewhere in there?
Okay, so we're 19 and a half hours in.
I don't know. Anywho. Well, we'll see you on Thursday right after the live eviction. And we will see you then. Goodbye.